Hi, I'm Peter Russo, and I'm here with Todd Hill of Hill Electric. And Todd, today, welcome to the show, actually, before I get ahead of myself. Um, Recessed lighting and repair. Talk to me about some of the aspects of recessed lighting that homeowners may not know about.
Well, I think recessed lighting is probably common in most of our homes nowadays, but I think probably the biggest complaint from homeowners with recessed lighting is the somewhat obsolete fluorescent lighting, which we seem to be removing quite a bit of it and retrofitting either the existing or adding new LED lighting, which is also efficient like fluorescent lighting was, but it gives you much better light. Uh, we use recessed lighting to accent art. Uh, just about it can showcase just about anything, and it kind of blends into your ceiling. Nobody knows it's there, and it beats the heck out of the old surface mount.
Now, they're also pretty cost efficient, right? I mean, they save you money.
The LEDs save you money. You know that we went through the phase where the fluorescent wasn't getting it done, so we would put in halogen lamps and that sort of thing. Great light, but you're using more energy and they burn really hot. So yeah, it's kind of getting phased out as well with the introduction of LEDs.
Yeah, I imagine that the halogens are not only hot, but don't help with your AC bill either.
Yeah, good point.
Oh my God. Now, they're unobtrusive. You talked about that. You know, they're flush mounted and things like that. So they really don't appear like, what do they call those lights with the tubes? Um, um,
You referring to the fluorescent lighting?
yeah, or even incandescent. Remember, you could steer them any which direction. It looked like a coffee can, so to speak. You know, those were big in the day at one time. Now, if a client, you talked about changing bulbs out, there's no big deal about that, right? I mean, you can put a, LED versus a fluorescent bulb or something.
Well, you can change out an incandescent uh, LED simply. But we get a lot of these in bathrooms and kitchens. Those are the places that I like to call task areas. You need to see what you're doing in bathrooms and kitchens. And the old Title 24 required that we put in fluorescent lighting in those two locations. And nowadays, well, actually, since the beginning, I've heard customers complain about the light not being good. It is efficient, but it doesn't give you good light. So you don't really see what you're cooking and or what you're chopping or the makeup or the colors on your clothing or that sort of thing. So one of the most common and probably the most common request is to remove those fluorescent housings and put in a LED recess can that gives you dynamic light. And again, it's task area, so you're able to see what you're doing, shows your colors and that sort of thing.
Now, they come in different types of trims, they call them, right? So how it looks and how it turns. You want to talk about that? Customizable?
Yeah, well, there's a couple different ways you can go. Probably the most popular nowadays is it's a all-in-one trim kit that's LED trim kit and will only fit with an LED housing. And the inspectors like to see that because they know that nobody's going to come back behind them and put in a 75-watt light bulb after it. So it's LED or otherwise. Real good, sleek look, clean look. Of course, you can get them in white baffle, which I like, or black baffle. The white baffle seems to be, in this day and age, seems to be most popular. Now, you can also retrofit, as you mentioned earlier, and it's a little bit more economical. You can just change out the light bulbs um, from, say, an incandescent recessed housing, put in a new light bulb. That's probably the simplest way to go.
Great. And now, if they already have recessed lighting that doesn't work, what do you do?
Well, if it doesn't work, we have to make it work before we decide to retrofit it to LED. So a little bit of troubleshooting here, find out if we've got power at the source, which would be the switch or the dimmer, find out if we've got power at the can or the housing, which is in your attic. If we got power there, generally it's easily to fix. If not, you have to take the next step and find out what's going to take to get power there.
Okay. I think that covers my list. Thank you, Todd.
My pleasure, Peter.
Everything you wanted to know about recessed lighting, but we're afraid to ask. All right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
now.
Uh,